you know?
Hello and welcome to another episode of RM Shoots. So today we are going to be running through our second iteration of the rifle evaluation course. This is something that we're hoping to standardize on. Anytime somebody gets a new rifle or somebody comes in with one we haven't seen yet, we'll run it through this and let everybody get a feel for how it runs. And this is our long range shot on the plate rack, as we call it. It's those two knockdown targets over there. So we have two shots through the window at the target straight ahead, one standing, one kneeling, and then you'll go prone for the last shot and shoot underneath, same target. And then after that we transition to the barrel pyramid. So at the barrel pyramid we have one shot to the left, one shot to the right, and then one shot in the center at the center target. After that we move to the burn down, as we're calling it. And the burn down is move to this table, and you're probably not going to rest on this. You're probably just going to shoot standing, but minimum 3 shots, whatever you feel like you want to do until you have sufficiently taken care of the threat. And that is our rifle evaluation course.
Shooter, are you ready?
Ready.
Do you understand the course of fire?
I do.
Stand by. So, this is a new and improved version of our previous rifle evaluation course. We're doing it once again with the 22, as we've done before, just with our shooter here. And it's a little bit more motion, a little bit more target, so we'll go from there. Hit. High. Same spot. Hit. Right, move up. To the wall, to the wall. Standing. Kneeling. Prone. All right, next position. Left, right, your choice. Bit of a malfunction. Now go down. All right, next position. 3 rapid fire shots at least. Show me clear. Clear. All right, I think this time is actually right. 8705.
It's an MMP, a Smith & Wesson MMP, was it 1522, I believe it's called? That's right. Yep, 22.
So firstly, recoil on the 22.
What recoil?
Okay. I noticed you had some problems. You were hitting basically square on in the same spot, high and left. Do you think that's a function of the optic, or do you think that's a function of your vision?
Definitely getting focused. With the 3 dots going vertical, I kept messing up on which dot to put on the target.
Okay. If you were to change anything about this rifle, what would it be?
An angled foregrip, I would say. I keep wanting to hold it like this, but with the Smith & Wesson mag having the center hollow and the dot coming up, it feels odd with the bullets coming up and your finger laying on it, so I'd prefer to be able to hold it here. With this mag, with it being hollow and it coming up slowly as you hold it, if your finger's right here as it's coming up, it makes it awkward to hold and could potentially cause a misfire if you're holding it too hard.
Well, the 22 was a lot of fun, but now we're going to dial it up to 10.5, not quite 11, 308. All right, does the shooter understand the course of fire?
As best of my ability.
Shooter ready?
Ready.
Stand by. Oh, hit. 2 and 1. All right.
So standing first.
Yes, standing first.
And they're all on the 3.
Yep.
All on 1.
All in one. This guy's gonna have a bad one. Prone. Uh-huh.
Big boy rifle.
Left at the left guy. Right at the right guy.
Far right.
Yep. Center guy. And burn it down. Give us at least 3.
Resting, right?
Doesn't have to be.
Doesn't have to be, yeah. And it's clear gun.
No,
It wasn't a clear gun.
It is now. I wonder why it didn't strip it.
So did you hit the wood
Bigger
and
bullet.
it knocked the
Bigger
target
bullet,
somewhere?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
The hit
wasn't
that
even
did
getting
it.
a
Oh,
full sight
8049 by the way. Hopefully we're still rolling.
All right.
So what did you think about the new rifle?
picture. These straight mags are way better for using as like a monopod. Basically, you just wrap your hand around the magazine. There's no danger of getting that bolt got in your fingers. Sights leave a little bit to be desired. They are iron sights. Switching it down to gas setting 2 did eliminate a lot of the recoil I was experiencing yesterday. So it was much more pleasant to shoot.
How about felt recoil with this stock here?
You still feel it. It's still beating you up a little bit. I've got a neoprene pad in this shirt that kind of dampens it a little bit more even. But the length of pull on this stock is really great. Like, when you get a clear sight picture, you get a clear sight picture. Safety lever from the factory is way better than any of the other Zastavas that we've used. And I like it. There's obviously things to be done to it, but good rifle. All right, we have the RDB, the PSA 15. Shooter, do you understand the course of fire?
Probably.
Are you ready?
Close enough.
Stand by.
Am I allowed to crouch for this?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever is more comfortable for you. You probably
that.
won't be able to get one if you're prone though, so. Hit.
Okay.
Did the other one? Nah, it didn't fall.
Hit.
All right.
Standing through the window. Kneeling. Prone. All right. Nope, that was my fault. All right, move up to the barrels. Barrels. Left or right, shooter's choice. Left goes left target, right goes right target. Through the barrels. All right. Unload at least 3 rounds.
Elective reload here.
Hey.
Okay. Clear. I felt it. Okay. All right, we have 65, 65.
Woohoo.
You cleaned up those 2 knockdown targets really quickly. Do you think that is an aspect of the brightness? Was it luck? Is the dot just that good?
I mean, yeah, it's an AR-15. It does the job. You put the dot on target and it hits it when it's zeroed properly. And I managed to do that a week or 2 ago. So I would not give much credit to myself here.
This was mostly clean sailing through. I don't have a lot to add. Did want to highlight that you hit those knockdowns real quick. But do you have any thoughts?
The ergonomics of all other guns are judged by this. So again, I give no credit to myself there.
Yeah, the reload was pretty slick. Seems the back pocket technique seemed to work pretty good for you this time.
Yeah, I kind of went just, what is it, low speed, high drag, all the way around. But,
Yeah, yeah.
Well, for us, that was the right way.
Yeah.
Would you, do you have any ideas for things that you want to modify further on this thing?
At this point, no, not really. I might end up putting some covers on it just for looks, and a flashlight just for if we ever get into low light situations or go take a low light course. But I'm nowhere near nods, so no lasers needed.
Hello. It is now my turn. Using my AR-15, made of Aero Precision ports.
Do you understand the course of fire?
I do.
Are you ready?
No, but yes.
Getting kind of mixed signals here.
Yes, but no. No, but yes.
Stand by. Hit. Up to the wall. Standing. Kneeling. Prone. All right, move on up to the barrels. Left or right, shooter's choice. Left goes left, right goes right. Down. All right, next position. Rapid fire, 3 in.
Okay.
Right, show me clear. That's clear. 53.18.
Oh, I even got a 53 even playing with my little doodad here, you know?
So, you just finished shooting that course.
That's right.
We noticed failure on the course again with the little target stand
Correct.
that we have jury rigged up there. No fault of your own, of course.
Yeah, it is not the greatest system. I thought about putting them just right in the sand, so they're isolated from each other. But then I realized that a lot of other people that have cleared this today have ended up knocking down both of them. Well, you and I did, actually. Brandon didn't.
Yes.
You managed to avoid it. But either way, it's annoying because it doesn't feel accomplishing.
You managed to use your quick adjust sling while
Yeah.
going prone.
Well,
Comments on that?
I pulled it taut when I was standing and kneeling, and then I fumbled with it a little bit to release it, to slacken it, because I realized you can't really lay down with it that tight. It took me an extra second to loosen it, but it still feels worth it. Like, it feels like it's a lot more solid.
You also did an executive reload.
Right.
You still had ammunition in the magazine,
Yeah.
but just as a, hey, I have to shoot 3 times, reload.
Yeah, because I saw that jerk Repcom doing it, so I figured I can't let him be the only one showing off his pocket reload technique. So, and I have like more pockets hidden around than I need to have. So, when you don't have a heavy mag carrier on your chest, you know, your pockets are clearly just as good. So what you guys have all just seen is our first real iteration of a rifle evaluation course, as we've called it. The goal was to create different shooting positions that different rifles will be able to be judged based on the rifle's performance, and not so much as a stage where we are the ones competing against one another. The idea is whenever we get a new piece of hardware out here, we'll all run it, and we'll have a standard thing. Like what we just did was we used our own guns, and now we can judge our new rifles against our baseline performance.
We're trying to get as much as we can cram into everything, as always. So for long range, we have our long range plate rack, because we can't really create bigger distances here, so we found smaller targets.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, it was trying to have odd shooting positions, basically. So having the leaning, having to go pull in and out of different barriers, and then just a little fun burn down at the end where we say 3+ rounds,
Mm-hmm.
so we can have some measure of recoil control. Unfortunately, because it's designed that you're doing it bolt action, single action, whatever, we couldn't put too high of a number. Nobody wants to have to go through 15 rounds with a Mosin Nagant. So
Because that's also a good point, is that this was more or less fundamentally designed to take any kind of rifle, although we probably will have to modify it if we're going to start using bigger calibers of different types. I think this is probably 308 might be the max.
currently,
For
Pushing
this-
it forward, pulling it back based on the configuration of your rifle, or in certain cases, pistols,
would have to be slightly modified.
but the real point of the times is less to compete with each other or even ourselves. It's more of a record of knowing what our average kind of is on a course. Almost said stage there. And then being able to compare each new gun against that, because as something has a strange manual of arms or a strange feed location or any other whatever we can get our hands on,
or
it
even
will.
like very restrictive ammo capacities.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really why that's there.
Mm-hmm. Because we're not shooting necessarily at the ranges where ballistics really matter all that much. The 22 is the only gun so far that even. But so yeah, that's a good point. Is that the manual of arms is super important, and if you're judging different weapon systems, somebody that's used to one thing is going to completely botch another thing if they don't have trigger time with it. So more or less, we did it pretty well. Each of us, like, we had our plate rack fail on us, which is the simple
Yes,
technology.
twice,
Yeah.
at least, maybe more.
Because the simple solution of them set up on a board is not as good as it seems, or just as good as it seems, depending on how smart you are. You should have isolated them. Really, there's not a reason we couldn't just have them set on either separate boards to keep them sturdy, or even just put them in the sand, honestly.
Maybe one day we'll just get a real plate rack if we get some Patreon money going.
Patriot what? But yeah, as far as new targets and stuff like that goes, we have a pretty interesting new mounting solution that we've ordered from
Atlas Target Works.
Atlas Target Works. So we'll be showcasing that in a future video here, but works out really well. Part of our problem is we have all these targets, but no way of really like securing them to anything. But in the future, it would be nice to get, like you said, like some more top of the line kind of equipment, something a little challenging. A real dueling tree would be neat, especially for when we push this particular course up into pistol ranges. We have to us an embarrassment of riches for what we're able to do, especially if you guys have been watching for a little while. You kind of probably remember things expanded mysteriously around Thanksgiving of last year at this point. Holy crap.
Almost a year.
Yeah. But we came from a very narrow berm. It was a little taller than what I was shooting at home, which is an upgrade, significant upgrade, but also pretty narrow. The point is we still don't have such an embarrassment of riches of having tons of BLM land to use with big natural berms all around us and going out in the woods and stuff like that and shooting into the mountainside. That would be really spectacular, but unfortunately around here real estate comes at a premium and there isn't land like that. So if you really are following us from those old days where we had a small berm and clay pigeons in the dirt and a lab coat to throw our guns on the ground because we didn't want to get them dirty, thank you so much, because it's people like you that have been following us and that enjoy the stuff that we produce. It's really the main thing that keeps us going, besides how much darn fun it is. And we've hit a big milestone for us in subscriber count recently. About 300 something at this point, just over 300, I think.
313, 312, something like that.
Well, again, to people like us, that's a big deal, because it means that people are, at the very least, enjoying it enough to hit the subscribe button. We fit a certain niche. We're not mass appeal, I suppose, and we're probably going to stay like that. No endorsements will prevent us from being ourselves yet.
No endorsements are offered to us, let's be real.
So thanks for watching. We hope this didn't get too wordy or too preachy, God forbid. But we do have some ambitions in the near future. Hopefully by the end of the year, some of these things will come to fruition. And we're just going to take it as far as we can out here. And sooner or later, the range probably will get expanded again. Yeah. Or we might even just happen upon a nice, real, fully built range that we can borrow and use. We're basically just going to push this as far as we can with what we have, because that's the spirit of things. Our MO from the beginning was, if you can afford a gun and you can afford ammunition and you have the privilege, and it is a privilege, to have access to a range that's safe with a good backstop and some land to use, then sports shooting is something that everybody can get into. So be it, as long as those things are met.
Mm-hmm. Right, and it doesn't even have to be like what you would consider a traditional competition style gun.
Right.
I mean, Josh is out here with a PSA.
Or an AK.
I used to run it with an Enfield.
A Lee Enfield. Yeah.
And like, if it fires, you should be able to do it, provided that there is ammo availability.
Yeah.
So, get guns, bring friends, share ammo, be safe.
Be
What
safe.
more could you ask for?
Be safe.
We'll say that 4 times.
We'll
Be
say that
safe.
again, yeah. Even though we don't have the setup and the equipment and the knowledge of actual competitive shooters, we've always had the mindset of following the rules. Basically, muzzle discipline is incredibly important. But yeah, being grassroots about things and trying to speak to people that are trying to get into it, but feel intimidated by the sheer expense or availability of matches in their area and stuff like that. You can just do it do it with a couple buddies.
Yeah.
As long as you
friends, slowly grow.
Slowly grow. From clay pigeons in the dirt to a what is it, the Irish Star spinner? The double or the double Texas Star?
Texas Star, yeah.
One of these days.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Alright, my helicopter's waiting.